All right, hey guys, what's going on? This is the long-awaited plate carrier plus belt kit video that's coming out. I've been seeing a lot of stuff of other guys kind of copying my growing pad idea and other things regarding it, so I thought it'd probably be a good idea to finally make the video. This is kind of my 1.0 version, although I've kind of had a couple of different 1.0 versions, but this is my solid 1.0 version that I have of my plate carrier plus belt kit right now. And I'm also going to talk about like kind of the reason I'm running it more in depth later on in the video, but I kind of just want to like go over the like gear parts of it first, so like you guys can like copy it or whatever you want to do with it, take inspiration from it. Yeah, I'll just go over my gear real quick. So first off, right here, this is the Novarich Battle Belt, I think Gen 3 or 3 or whatever it's called. And I've been running this thing for like 2 years, I think, or something. I've really put it through the test, guys. Like, I know it's like airsoft gear, but like it's genuinely like been through the shit and has not fallen apart. I've extensively used this, so yeah, let's just start going over it and start going over little different pieces of it. So starting off from right to left, first off, I got this this buckle. I'm not completely sure what the name of it is, but it's not the buckle that actually comes with the belt, and it's also the webbing on the belt is a little too thick for it to be able to adjust it comfortably. It's kind of a pain in the ass. So if anybody could recommend like actual belt buckle recommendations, plastic ones, by the way, I do not like Cobra buckles. I'm really not a big fan of them at all. And the next, I have my Glock knife here. This is my second Glock knife I've had, and honestly, I don't have it on right now. I'll probably do it in post, but you should tape this part right here because I've had the little thing slide out on me before, and I've actually dropped it before, which is not cool. Next thing is my spud pouch. You're gonna notice I have a lot of these spud pouches on my belt, and it's because they're super universal and you can do a lot of different things for them. And something I thoroughly believe with your kit is that you should have empty pouches on your kit, or like pouches that can be tailored to anything. Not anything, but you know, a spud pouch is very universal in the sense that I can run either like a radio, more mags, or a water bottle in these pouches, and I've run a water bottle in them before, and I think something to consider is running water bottles, okay? And why do I say that, right? Because when things go down, when things like actually happen, you're not going to be able to get water from the tap anymore. And how do I say this? If you've ever been outside of the US, you've noticed that almost everybody exclusively drinks bottled water, right? And sometimes, you know, it's going to be a lot easier for you to just throw a water bottle on your kit for whatever you need to do rather than, you know, take it out, dump it into your canteen or dump it into your Camelback or whatever, right? So I think that's also something to consider. So I have some of these spud pouches. I have one empty spud pouch, and then right next to it, I have another spud pouch, but I actually keep 2 mags in this. I could fit 3, but I chose not to. I'm only fitting 2 in this. So yeah, just 2 standard windowed PMags. I prefer windowed PMags. I always run them. They're reliable, they're consistent, and I can always know how much ammo's in them. So that's why I run PMags. I do not like GI mags, Stanags, whatever you call them. They're loud, they tilt. I don't want to hear cope about why you run those loud ass metal magazines, okay? Next up, I have a woven Apogee nods pouch. And I have nods written on it just so I know. And inside it, I keep... And I prefer the woven Apogee nods pouch because it has a zipper on it, and I don't got to worry about like stuff coming in the top through it. Which is kind of a pro and a con because it's harder to get stuff out of, but it also kind of ensures that stuff is not going to come in through the top of it, which has been a problem, you know. And of course, there's an optic, so if stuff gets on it, you got to clean it off. Is the ability to hold 2 batteries, a CR123 and a AA, which is pretty convenient. And I just keep my PVS-14 in here. So yeah, it helps that my PVS-14 has this J-arm on it, although I got to replace this J-arm because it's broken. It's an FW Solutions J-arm, and it's not made for this. It's a German company, and I'm pretty sure it's made for airsoft. Mine ended up breaking. But anyways, in the nods pouch, I actually have one of those inner liners that you can get for like canteen pouches. So you can kind of turn them into the nods pouch. I have one, and then I cut it in half, and I use half in this one, and then I use the other half in my thermal pouch. Moving all the way to the back here now, I have my one lone GI issued tourniquet pouch. I prefer to have this here. I think it's really accessible and really nice. And also the way that it kind of holds is that it leans in. Like when you're sitting down, like in a car or something, or just naturally with the tilt of your body, it's going to lean towards you and kind of be more level with your back, not really like jutting out because of that. So I think this is just a good low profile way to keep your back pretty slim, and still have that medical on you. Now the harness I'm running on this belt is a direct action mosquito harness, I believe. And it's not padded like typical belt kits are, and that's because this isn't as much of a belt kit as it is, I hate to say battle belt. I hate the term battle belt. I think it's kind of an in-between of a belt kit and a battle belt. Kind of an in-between, I guess. I have too much on this to make it a battle belt, and I don't have enough to make it a full belt kit, I don't think, in my opinion, honestly. So next up is my thermal pouch here. This is a rain gear nods pouch, which I keep it in. And I bought it specifically for the thermal because I want the thermal to have a little extra protection over the PVS 14. And I also just like the buckle, because with the buckle, it is a lot easier to then, if I need to, I can just grab it out and like throw it on. So once I finally get the QD mount, which I can't get right now because there's a trade war or whatever, it'll be able to just pull it out and snap it onto my rifle or snap it onto my helmet. So I keep my thermal in here, and then I have the other part of that padded like canteen insert for nods. So right here I have my single Aztec Kiwi short, kind of just typical fast mag pouch, and yeah, that's pretty much all it's for, is just that one mag. So I've seen guys over in Ukraine use these ones where it's kind of like one here and then another below it, where it's kind of like the top, there's a mag here, and then the other top of the mag is like right here. And I think that's an interesting idea. I might run at some point, but I'm not sure right now. And then of course just another spud pouch, and then finally a bottle opener carabiner. So yeah. And I just keep my pig gloves on it. I don't know if I really recommend pig gloves. They're really expensive, but these don't have many holes in them, but I also don't feel like I've put them through enough. I've been using Mechanic Fast Fits gloves for years. I've probably been through like 4 of them. Those things just get destroyed. So I don't know. They've been good. I don't actually have any holes in these ones yet, but they probably will at some point. All right, so that was the belt. The mounting position of the Glock is kind of iffy. If somebody could give me a better recommendation, I would like it, but I just can't really find a great spot to put it, honestly. All right, here's the part of the video that you probably cared about the most, and that is the plate carrier, right? What exactly am I running right now? And I'll tell you. All right, right now I'm running a Shekin Gear ABS front and rear plate bag is what I'm running. It comes with the shoulder pads as well, which is really nice. The reason I'm running the ABS is because I've just heard so many good things about it. And it hasn't disappointed me. So it's actually a pretty solid carrier, and I haven't had really any problems with it. It's been pretty good. All right, as to what I have on the carrier right now, first off, I'll just disconnect the cummerbund here. What I'm running on the ABS right now is, first off, I'm running this cell phone holder. I got off of Amazon. It's a copy. I don't think you need to buy the real version. The real version's expensive as shit for no reason. Right next to it, I'm running a thing of shears. I might change this position. Kind of thinking about changing it, but we'll get to that later. And then I have 3 Tactical Tailor double mag pouches, which I only keep 1 mag in. Again, all windowed P mags, just like I said before. For the plates itself, I'm running RMA 1165 plates, although I know they just released new level 4 plates, I think, that are supposedly better, so I'd probably consider those more as well. Below those, I'm running a... Gosh, this is going to have to all go in post. I'm I'm running this ice vent, kind of, I think it's a dangler or whatever it is. It carries the half-liter ice vent canteen, which has been interesting to run thus far. It's a little like loud when it's not topped off because the water's sloshing back and forth, but that's the only issue I've really found for it thus far. I like how it's a small way that I can kind of keep water off of my back or my sides. A big thing with this kit is trying to make it vehicle tailored, and I could run an ice plate on the back. It's just going to be a little bit more difficult with vehicles, and also the thing is with camelbacks and with running water on the back, in my experience, is that I feel like you end up carrying an excess amount of weight, especially when you're stationary, whereas that you could have rather just had something on you to drink out of, and it's also more convenient when it comes to like cooking and just everyday stuff. So yeah. ABS is really cool. I originally didn't like it, but it has this button here on the bottom, so I can keep my like my front flaps or whatever from like coming up, which is pretty nice because it doesn't like disconnect from the carrier as much that way. Underneath the flap here, I have two first spear tube adapters. I think these are either the male or the female. I'm not sure which one. You have to get these if you want to run them with the Axle Equinox, which I'll go over later. I tried buying Amazon ones, and they didn't work, unfortunately. But I really like this part about the ABS is I'll just add it in post. But you can see these kind of like strips of Velcro that go through these like little molly parts, and it keeps the flap tighter to the plate carrier itself, which I appreciate a lot. It's actually pretty convenient. Another cool thing about the ABS is it has these integrated spots specifically for running the groin pad. All right, and next up is of course the groin pad. So the groin pad, right? I'm not exactly sure where I got the pouch for the groin pad itself. I'll put it somewhere on screen, but it's I got it off eBay. It's like an airsoft replica or whatever, but inside it I have an actual like Militech groin pad insert, like level 3A shit, right? Thing is, I might need to get it a longer one. I'm not gonna lie. I'm kind of a taller fellow. I'm 6'1", and I don't know if this is really long enough for me, but I'm not totally sure right now. It may change. I may get a longer one, but I'm not sure. And then right here, I'm running an overage dump pouch, and then right underneath it, I'm running this just normal Gerber seatbelt cutter that I just kind of just keep there just in case. I will go over at the end of the video why we're running a groin pad, by the way. Another thing I like about the ABS is that the shoulder pads, right? The shoulder pads are already pretty thick, which is nice. I'm used to running Axle structure pads, which are Gucci, by the way. But these are also pretty good. And then, of course, it gives you the option to run a buckle if you want to. And I personally do want to. I think it's pretty important for if I become a casualty that they can strip the armor off of me easier. So, yeah. All right, so this is the right side of the vest I'm going over here now. The cummerbund that I'm running is an Axle Equinox cummerbund. You cannot beat it. It is the best cummerbund out there. I have over a year of experience using this thing now, and it is good. It is really good. I've used most of the time I've used it with the MSV, unfortunately, because MSV is terrible. But it works well. It's a really good cummerbund. I really like it. So the pouch I'm running, I'm not exactly sure the name of it. I'm sorry. The Longhouse actually gave it to me, which is so funny. And then I dyed it apple green, and it's really convenient. Again, I've had it in this position for like over a year now, and this is just my admin pouch, and I keep a couple things in it: a lighter, some tape, a headlamp as of now, although that's kind of controversial. Where you should keep your headlamp, because it can, ND and give you away. So I'm not totally sure if I'll keep that there. Again, this is still a 1.0 version, guys. Yeah. Keep a Sharpie. a VS17 panel, a compass. Again, that might change. Some extra AA batteries. And then a range card and my unit handbook, which has all this stuff about like lace reports and all this like doctrinal stuff, which I'm not going to take out because I don't want to blur it in the video. But essentially, it has a bunch of information about all these acronyms and all these other things, small unit tactics based stuff that's important to know. All right, and behind that, I have 2 issued tourniquet pouches. I think it's important to write TQ on your tourniquet pouches just because a lot of pouches end up looking the same, especially these little ones that can be probably mistaken for like a pistol mag pouch or something. But this one is actually higher than this one for a specific reason, to give it just a little more clearance as well, especially regarding the IFAK, which is right behind it. And now, before I finish the right side of the kit, I do want to talk about the soft armor. Alright, the soft armor I'm running in this right now is the Faro Concepts 3A soft armor. It's been good to me thus far. It's pretty light, and you can see that it kind of wraps around your body, which is nice, rather than just like a solid like plate kind of soft armor that's just directly mounted to the molly. It's mounted via Velcro. You can mount things with molly on the inside of the cummerbund with the Axle Equinox, but this is exclusively, the Faro soft armor is exclusively for Velcro cummerbunds, by the way. Again, I'll talk more in depth about why I'm running cummerbund soft armor at the end of the video, but essentially it's because there's still vitals there that you need to protect. Yeah, you probably shouldn't leave the side of your body open. Also, you can notice that the way that the Axle Equinox is attached to the ABS is kind of jank. This German airsoft kid made a video about it. I'll just put it somewhere. That's how he did it, and that's how I did it. Because it's not, the ABS is not necessarily made for the Axle Equinox, but it does work. So this is how I've been running it, and it's been doing okay. I'm a little concerned of adjusting it for winter and wearing heavier clothes, but other than that, the shock cord stretches, you know, and keeps that tension on your body, so that's important. When it comes to the IFAK, all right, the IFAK is a roll IFAK. If you're running a plate carrier, you should be running a roll IFAK. Otherwise, you're just wasting space, in my opinion. This IFAK specifically is a PTAC gear IFAK. I got it from Amazon, and it's significantly larger than the one that I had before. I had another roll IFAK before, and this one is way bigger, and I like that way more. And you can also see it's got these red pull tabs, and it also has a section to put a tourniquet. I'm not going to put a tourniquet there, but maybe that's a good idea for you. I don't know. But I'll go over the IFAK real quick. This is another thing I'm going to just have to like go over and post, but this is how it looks when you take it out. Pretty cool. Inside my IFAK, this is my current team's kind of SOP as to what to carry. We got 2 chest seals. We got normal compression gauze, combat gauze, a small Sharpie, an MPA I'm not going to take out because it was a bitch to put in, an emergency blanket, and an emergency/Israeli bandage. So that is our current like IFAK SOP right now, along with I'm running 4 tourniquets on me right now. 4 tourniquets I think is probably the bare minimum. I'm sorry. I don't know. I've just heard too much stuff out of the recent conflict in Ukraine where it's like that ends up what what is recommended for them to run, either between 4 and 6 tourniquets. And I think something we also have to consider is that you may end up putting 2 tourniquets on one limb, right? I don't think it's wrong to carry 4 or more tourniquets. It's just trying to find the real estate to really run that much is the problem, right? But I think that's a realistic amount, right? Unfortunately, a lot of us have been taught to run either like 2 or 1, but Modern Wars is showing that that is not nearly enough. All right, so now we're on the left side. The left side's super easy. I got one Eagle Industries tourniquet pouch that I keep upside down, and I have a Gerber pouch for my multi-tool. It's my issued one. I have a couple of them now. And that's it. I spray painted a little bit to make it not so standout-ish. Maybe I'll replace it at some point. And honestly, I've been thinking about, I had this pouch, right? And it was a Shears Plus tourniquet pouch. And I don't have it right now. But I could do a thing where instead of putting a tourniquet in that pouch, I put the multi-tool in the pouch, and then I just run it right here as well. Why do I think having my multi-tool right here is important? Various reasons. One of them is operating crew-served weaponry, or really anything with moving parts. I don't know. I just keep thinking about this one Knucking Futz Yuri video where he had to take a multi-tool and pop open the top of the 50, and I can see something similar to that happening at some point. And I just think it's important to have a multi-tool close, just because of how fuck things get and how, you know, broken things get. So that's my current justification for running that. You can see I have 4 rows of Molly clear right here. It's because I'm keeping this side really, really flat so I can make sure I still have access to that fast mag. So that's pretty much it. Like, that's the current rundown right now. Yeah, that's it. Sorry. Now I can talk about kind of the philosophy of it and why I'm running it, especially the soft armor elements of it, right? And why we're running armor now to begin with, right? I'm just going to start off by saying this. I didn't want to run armor, guys. I'm going to be honest. I didn't want to run it. Armor is heavy. Army is... Fuck my chud life! Armor is heavy. Okay? Armor is heavy and armor is miserable to wear. But thing is, I don't want to die immediately in combat. Alright? I just kind of had a reality check about a year ago when it comes to combat, where it's just like, am I really going to go into combat without wearing armor? Like, is that really something I'm going to do? Am I really going to, like, run at guns without wearing armor? Am I really going to enter the modern battlefield without wearing armor? It's just kind of comparable to, like, going on a job site without a hard hat, or, like, going into a dangerous area and not concealed carrying. It's like, you're kind of setting yourself at a disadvantage, right? Because if you get hit, you're just fucked. Like, you're just dead. So I don't think a lot of Americans know what it's like to actually be in a situation where if people around you want to kill you, they probably could. And I think if more Americans thought like that, armor would be more meta, I guess. Unfortunately, armor kind of got a bad taste in a lot of people's mouth due to, like, beginning LARP, like, boog shit, and just, like, running, like, a slick plate carrier with, like, people still fucking do this. Running, like, some slick plate carrier with, like, a plate size too small, with, like, 3 mags, like some JPC or something, and it's, like, that's not realistic. And that kind of stuff is, like, founded, like dressing up like SWAT officers, you know what I mean? Or, like, Bethel Fartheth, stuff like that. I think that got kind of a bad taste in a lot of people's mouth, and especially when it came to my side of things, when it came to the LARPosphere, 2022, 2023, and before that, belt kit was the meta. And shitting on people wearing armor was like, oh yeah, because I'm a gorilla, right? But we're kind of getting to the point where, like, Hell World is so bad that I think we should be running armor, guys. The main benefit of just running belt kit before was that you could get away fast and not be detected or whatever, right? But that's the death of LRP really kind of shook that up. So that's why I'm running plates. Let's talk about why I'm running soft armor, right? It goes along with Hell World. The casualties from frag are just too high, guys. It's just too high. When you have less than 10% of all casualties coming from small arms fire, you gotta wear some soft armor at that point. And some people then took the opportunity to say, oh, I should run an IBA. I should run a flak jacket. A woodland flak jacket, a DCU flak jacket. No. Guys, please. I know it's like trad or whatever the fuck. Can we not do that, please? You know? I guess it's not the end of the world to do it. It's just... And I get what some people are saying when they're like, okay, if frag's such a high threat, then I don't need to run plates. But you're kind of looking past the point here. SHTF is not just going to be frag, right? It's probably going to be more small arms fire than frag. But, there's still going to be a lot of frag, okay? We got to think about things, right? And up until now, no one has talked about groin pads, all right? Including me. And this video is probably also going to introduce the meta of cummerbund soft armor, which is very rare. Some LARPers have run it, but it's also very rare. And I've been looking more at like my side of things, my side of LARP lately, and I've been seeing more people running groin pads, and that's great. I'm really happy for it. It makes me really proud that I've been able to influence people in a way that they can protect themselves, right? But they're also not running anything on their cummerbund, and that kind of begs the question of, do you know why you're running it? My main thing about groin soft armor, if you guys watch the Death of LRP video, as I had that slideshow, right? The femoral artery, right? There's this area below your stomach, and it has this vital organ called the femoral artery, and if it gets fucked up, you're fucked. Like, you're totally screwed. You can bleed out within 15 seconds from that thing. How did I figure that out? You know? How did I figure that out? The reason I figured that out was because I follow a good bit of just random Ukrainian combatants on social media, on various social medias. And I'm always looking at their kit, right? Because I like reality-based training. I like training in a way that people actually fight. So I was looking at their kits, and I just kept seeing this theme of them just running groin soft armor. And I just kept seeing them like, why are they doing this? Why are they doing this? And I ended up going to my medic. And well, this was before I went to my medic, but like probably a year before I went to my medic. But I just kind of copied it. And I was just like, okay, you know, that makes sense. You know, that's a lot of area down there that isn't being covered by anything. You know, there's a lot of threats on that battlefield. Okay. It wasn't really secured until about a year later when I went up to my medic and I was talking to him about it, and he mentioned the femoral artery, and then it clicked. And then I was like, oh, okay. If you get hit down there, you're fucked, right? So it just kind of made sense, right? And some people don't necessarily wear it because that. Some people just want to protect their balls or whatever, which is fine. But that's the main reason that we're running groin soft armor, guys, is because of the femoral artery. Now, along with that, right? Along with the femoral artery and the frag threatening that, right? Let's think about where else is threatened by frag, right? So we just went over the femoral artery, and we got our plates, though, right, too? So we got our plates covering our other vital organs. This goes along into questioning why we do things, guys, remember? Where else can you get hit by frag that it would kill you? This is protected. This is protected. You know what's not protected? Your side. Your lungs, right? Your lungs. I remember watching this one Azov video. And I don't think that guy necessarily died from frag, but that guy got hit in the lungs, and that guy like died really quick. So the reason for the groin soft armor is to protect your other vitals on this side, right? Because why would you protect all this in the front and none of it on the side, right? Something that you should also consider is that, yeah, the Pharaoh soft armor is fine. There's also another company that's making it right now, and I'm pretty sure they're out of Ukraine. They're called L4 Performance, and they're offering one that kind of offers a little more protection around the breast area. And I've thought about maybe switching that at some point, just because I don't know if the Pharaoh one is really quite as good, because again, that's an important spot. So yeah, that's why that's why I'm running Cummerbund Soft Armor. Cummerbund Soft Armor is not completely unknown. It's just most people that are running it are pretty much told to been run it, and they're mostly just like cops and various special forces or whatever. Again, guys, we got to question why we do things, right? So I honestly think Cummerbund Soft Armor is probably more important than Grunt Soft Armor, if I'm being real. We got to protect those vitals, guys, though. Like, that's an important thing. And somebody asked for my Q&A video, which I will make, by the way. I'm just not making it right now, partially because my barber fucked my shit, and I got to wait for it to grow out again. But he was asking about how much soft armor is too much soft armor, right? And I think something else to consider that isn't crazy is also like kind of a back soft armor, right? Just kind of like a small little flap. If you guys have ever been issued the IOTV, you know what I'm talking about. That's also something to consider, right? Again, guys, I wish it wasn't like this. I wish we could have just all ran around in belt kits forever. You know, I wish we could have not had to run armor and all this stuff, but it's just the current battlefield is just getting a little too fraggy to not be doing that. And honestly, to begin with, I wouldn't ever really want to run at guns without even plates on. Like, that's just kind of crazy. So yeah, guys, that's about all I have to say. Run a battle belt with a slimmer kind of harness underneath, like the direct action one I have right here, and then run your armor over it. And I tried before of running like padded harness and then throwing the belt over the carrier. I did that for a while, but I ultimately decided on this. And when it comes to the belt, I'm not really having too much of that sit on my shoulders anyways. I'm kind of tightening it a little bit so I can have more of that weight on my hips. So yeah, that's how it is right now, guys. That's my current philosophy. It's kind of what I believe. And I hope this helped you out. Remember, keep questioning why we're doing things, right? And stop looking at my fucking toes. But yeah, that's about it. I think that's about all I have to say, really. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully this helped you out, and this will influence your kits in the future. All right. I'll see you later, guys. See ya.